I'm Bill Eckersen for KMRS-KKOK. I had a chance to talk to horticulturalist Steve Poppe and Esther Jordan about the 50th anniversary of Horticulture Night and the display gardens at the West Central Research and Outreach Center in Morris.
Since it is the 50-year reunion of Horticulture Night, we've created a garden that will have those annual flowers that have followed these trends over the last 50 years with annual flowers. And annual flowers is our major research project there. So we've created a garden to showcase some of these great annuals that have followed the floricultural history. We've had some revolutionary breeding breakthroughs in some of these flowers. And there are some of them are easy care and vastly improved disease resistance of annual flowers. Just mention a couple of them, the wave or spreading or trailing petunia, which came about in about 1995. It was called Purple Wave. It was an All-American Selection winner in that year, and since then everybody's been on the bandwagon to create the best and the newest, spreading, trailing type of wave petunia. So that's interesting. Breeding breakthroughs in geraniums, from the seed geraniums to now the vegetative cuttings, which are really popular throughout the world, and cut flowers and ornamental grasses or whatever. So we've planted a garden to showcase this past 50 years of those flowers, and I'm going to be talking about that on Horticulture Night. We've tried to the best of our ability, to label everything. And so if you find an interesting flower or shrub or tree or perennial that you might like, you hopefully can write it down and, try and find that plant wherever it might be at a local nursery or garden center. But yeah, and we've got brochures throughout the garden. I mean, people can, just not Horticulture Night. You can come out there at any time and for a self-guided tour, many brochures and information kiosks that can help you, guide you through the garden without a guided tour.
I was out there and I thought that things looked a little better than most years out there. I think things are really looking nice out there.
They really are. I mean, the heat is, we suffered a little bit with, some of the heat and whatever else. We're very fortunate through donor-supported, financial support that we have a lot of irrigation out there. And so it's kept things green. My coworker, Nate, has done an amazing job of keeping those plants looking at their tops. He's got some secret formula that he does use as a foliar fertilizer on a lot of those annuals that just makes them pop. But truly, I think with these maybe somewhat smoke-filled skies, makes those colors really pop this year. And maybe you were out there during that. Mm-hmm. Esther's been taking some pictures during that time. I mean, they are just brilliant colored flowers this year.
Yeah. Esther, did you want to highlight some more other demonstrations?
I'm just going to mention one other one. It's on orchids, because that's not something we normally see here growing in Minnesota. So the gentleman we have coming, his name is Steve Gonzalez, and he actually grew up in Puerto Rico and did most of his growing experience there. So when he moved to Minnesota, he really had to rethink how to grow orchids. So he's got it figured out of how to best grow orchids and what varieties are good for growing in the Minnesota climate. So he's coming as part of Horticulture Night. He is an American Orchid Society judge, so we're very excited to welcome him as part of Hort Night. I will mention, if you're interested in knowing about the other demonstrations, because obviously we don't have time to talk about all of them, but you can check that out on the WC Rock website. We have them all listed there.
You mean there's more than the lady slippers out there for orchids, huh?
Yes, we have. There's a lot to check out. In fact, how many annual flower varieties do we have this year? Is it like 450 varieties?
Wow.
And that's just annual flowers. So yeah, there's a lot happening out there.